and you never know when that opportunity is coming. So please understand, you've got to be ready when your opportunity comes. It's not going to wait on you. It's not going to come to your door because mama says you're cute. It's not going to come to you because you got your diploma today. But when it does come, you owe it to yourself and others to be ready. People often ask me for a roadmap to the top. I said if it was that simple, we'd go to MapQuest, get our roadmap and go. There is no golden map, but there are some things that you can do to better your chances. Here's the order for success. Greatness follows success. Success is born of preparation. Preparation is initiated by a dream. Not everyone is going to be in your corner. Not everyone is going to tell you that you can do, oftentimes because they couldn't do. And sometimes those who will say they're in your corner and promise to be there when the wind blows will not be there. So the person you have to count on is yourself.
That's it.
So believe in yourself. But please make sure you believe with substance.
Now, Roland, you just came in, Doc.
Yes.
But there's some of these folks that ain't gonna be able to get up. They was reliving them high school days. Bouncing around. I ain't gonna point y'all out, but it was ugly for some of y'all. But listen, we are so very glad to be here and so very glad to be a part of this weekend. And let me just say to the fine gentleman to my far left, starting with the youngster here, and going to the end of the table, I will say once again, as I have said to them on many, many occasions, it's very easy to say what you will do. It's very easy to suggest that you will do, and it's very difficult to do. These men have continued to do it. It's earnest, it's honest, and they come back to their hometown. There's so many people who forget about their hometown. And so on behalf of them to you and you to them, thank you, gentlemen. Greatly appreciate it.
I'll share just a quick story. When I graduated from Western Michigan University, I took a year off. I graduated, I didn't have a job. I was with a friend of mine who later became a police chief of a city outside of Detroit. But we would wake up in the morning and our job was to go throw the softball in front of his mother's house. And at one point I said, Ted, if we don't stop this, we're going to be 40 throwing the softball in front of your mother's house. So a friend of mine worked in Flint, Michigan at one of the television stations there, and she got me a interview with the general manager of the station. And in television, you don't give a paper resume, you have to show them your videotape so they can see what you look like on the air. But if you've never worked, you don't have a videotape. But I had prepared one in college, and I'm telling you now, it was very sad, very sad. What I had done is I taped a portion of SportsCenter that day, and I went into the studio, and I pretended to be the sportscaster doing the highlights. It was very bad. But that's all I had, and I sent it, and my friend got me the interview, and so I got in my vet, and I drove up to Flint, Michigan, outside of Detroit. All right, it was a Chevette, but that's really not important.
For African American communities in many large urban areas, it is upwards to 50, and in cities like Detroit, for black males, 75, 80% of these kids do not graduate from high school. High school, not just college, but high school. It is no longer a choice. You don't have the choice of going to the factory or to, this is an imperative for our children. It's no longer a choice for them if they're going to survive and thrive. So what she is saying is so very important. And I will say, as I will not ask the folks here who represent the administration, and I don't, and I want to make it clear, Ron was clear to make it, I don't expect us to act fools at town hall meetings as we've seen, but what the expectation has to be is if you agree with something, don't walk lockstep with any administration, but if you agree with something, make your voice heard. Rick, let me throw this to you, and that is at the end of the day, whether we talk healthcare, whether we talk small business, but people have to have a means of payment first and foremost.
Right.
We have seen so many people say, I don't care about health care right now because I'm worried about staying where I live with a roof over my head, providing my children with some food. So at the end of the day, if we take the old Clinton line, it's the economy stupid, and bring it to today, it's jobs, jobs, jobs. So while you have been able to plug some holes in numbers that we had seen declining in rapid rates, we all know that unemployment runs ahead of all of those numbers and will continue to do so. How do we make assurances, give assurances to those who are underemployed, unemployed, and chronically so not by their own fault?